welcome back to my channel, Wit Family Fit. My name is Abby. I am an independent Optavia coach, and together my husband and I lost 120 pounds in the Optavia 5&1 program. And now we completely are passionately in love with just sharing this program and just the goodness that it is. And so if you've stumbled upon this video, you've probably gotten your box and want to know all the things that you're supposed to know before you start the Optavia 5&1 program. I will tell you that this is not a replacement to a night before call with your coach, because you for sure need to talk to them and make sure that you are all set up and ready to go. However, I do have a lot of people reach out to me on YouTube and ask, hey, I'm about to start, what do you recommend? So this video is intended to just give you all the pro tips and tricks to getting started and getting yourself in the best fat burn possible in the first 4 days on the Optavia 5&1 program. So buckle your seatbelts and stay tuned, because we're gonna get right down to it. All right, so the first thing I tell people is I wait to do the night before call until literally the night before they're about to start program, and once they already have their box. Once your box is in front of you, it's just a lot easier to visualize how this is all going to go. So you've got your brown Optavia box, you're gonna open it up, and there's gonna be a lot of things in it, right? You're gonna have 22 boxes of what we call fuelings, which those are the nutritionally interchangeable meals that you're gonna eat 5 of during each day. You'll also find in your box this guidebook, which we're gonna talk about in just a second. I'm gonna refer to it. This is the skinny little spiral bound book, and some people like to say it's your go-to. Some people even go as far as saying it's your Optavia Bible, but this is what has the nitty-gritty meat and potatoes, but we don't eat potatoes, information about Optavia. We do eat garlic smashed potatoes. That is a good fueling. Anyhow, this is gonna be really useful for you, especially in your first 30 days, as you really are just kind of getting a feel for program. There's a couple of other books that are a little bit bigger, college textbook style. You may or may not have gotten these, because we do have digital resources, which I'm going to be making another video that shows you how to navigate those digital resources if you did not get the book. But if you got the book, I highly recommend Habits of Health by Dr. A. He's phenomenal, creator of our program. Every time I read this, I get more and more nuggets out. This is amazing. If you didn't get it in your first order, you can talk to your coach about getting it in your second. But like I said, we also have the digital and then your life book, guys. This makes all the difference. This is where the head work and the heart work come in for the lasting transformation. So I am gonna suggest though that for the first 4 days of program, you set the college textbook aside and just focus on this spiral bound book, because this is gonna show you how to do program. Okay. Also in your box, you're going to find a shaker bottle, which is great to use for the shakes, or you can fill it up with water in between, okay? So to start out with, in your 30-day guide, which I told you is gonna be super useful, I want you to turn to page 14. Page 14 kind of just outlines the Optavia 5&1 program, what it looks like, and it's super important for you to read those pages before you start, 14 to 22. Moving on, it talks about your lean and green and your healthy fats and all the different choices you have for meat and vegetables. So your coach is gonna be able to answer any questions you have about that after you read these pages. So it's important to do that before your night before call so that you kind of are prepared. The basis of program, guys, is that you're going to eat 1 fueling, which is what came in your box, every 2 to 3 hours. So you're going to eat those 5 times a day, plus your 1 lean and green a day, which the book goes into more details, but your lean and green is simply 5 to 7 ounces of protein and 3 servings of veggies, okay? The timing of the lean and green does not necessarily matter. For me, I like to do it at dinner with my family. So generally, I have 4 fuelings throughout the day, from when I wake up in the morning till I come home for dinner. I'll have my lean and green for dinner, and then I pretty much every night have a brownie for dessert before I go to bed. The Optavia brownies are amazing if you haven't tried them. So I recommend the night before, you're gonna go through the fuelings, pick the 4 that sound the yummiest to you or that you're most excited to try, and just put those in a Ziploc bag for tomorrow, what you're gonna take to work, what you're gonna have around the house, whatever you're doing, so that you know, go time. I'm eating these 4 fuelings tomorrow. You're gonna wanna eat within an hour or so of waking up. For me, sometimes I wake up really early and I know that it's not going to be able to stretch me through my day. unless I start eating between 7 and 7:30. So I generally aim for between 7 and 7:30. And if I get up at 5 or 5:30 and do a workout, I'll just make sure I drink a full bottle or two of water before I eat that first fueling at 7 to 7:30. And then I time it out every 2 to 3 hours after that. So a typical day for me usually looks about like 7:30, 10, 12:30, 3, 6 for dinner, and then about 8:30 for my brownie. But you can totally do what fits for you. If you're a person that would rather have your lean and green, for lunch at work and then have another fueling for dinner, that's totally fine too. As long as you're eating 5 fuelings, 1 lean and green, and every 2 to 3 hours. So just a couple of things. I mentioned water. You need to have 64 ounces of water on program. Some people, at least, at minimum. Some people like to get the big water jugs. I personally tried that, but I'd rather do just the disposable water bottles. I know I'm a waster of recycling anyways, but I just do one 16-ounce water bottle like from Walmart every fueling, and that gets me around 96 ounces a day, which has me feeling pretty good. I also recommend that as far as taste of fuelings, that you don't judge anything on the first day. I really like all of the fuelings. There's just a few, hi helper, hold on one second, okay? There's just a few that I don't prefer as much as others, but I will say your taste buds are definitely going to change in the first few days to a week of program as you kind of come off carbs and sugar as that energy source and switch over to fat. Your taste buds for sure change. So I always say if you don't like something the first time, try it again the second time. And if you still don't like it, we'll order something different in your next box. For those of you that have a hard time with like remembering to eat, because I promise once you're in fat burn, you won't be as hungry. The first, 3 days can be rough. You can be hungry, you can be irritable, you can be kind of like grumpy, maybe a little headachy as your body kind of transitions, and that's okay. When you start feeling bad, it means you're close to fat burn and you're gonna be feeling super, super good. So if you're a person that has a hard time remembering to eat, I recommend you either set your alarm clock, you can download the Optavia app, the Eat Wisely app will remind you when to eat. And the other cool thing is in your guidebook, they have, I just threw some papers. They have a spot for you to track everything you eat and drink for the first 30 days. I recommend that because if you don't see results that you want to see, I as your coach can go back and see, okay, what exactly are they eating? What time are they eating? What are they doing? And I can help troubleshoot as needed. But really guys, mostly this ends up being like, holy cow, in 30 days, look what I lost. And this is how I did it. So it's super cool to track it. I also love to just, on my tracker, put my weight and my inches and all of that in there. Which brings me to my next point. Before you start program tomorrow, you are going to want to take a full body picture from the front, from the side, and from the back, wearing something that's tighter fitting. You're gonna wanna pick something that you can continue to wear through your journey to show yourself and others as you decide to, the progress, okay? So front, side, and back for pictures. And then in your guidebook under week 1, you're gonna write down your measurements, okay? For sure, you do nipple line, belly button line, and middle of your booty. Some people like to do arms and legs too, but I find that to be a little harder to be consistent. The reason we tell you to take measurements and pictures is because some weeks you might see a 3 to 5 pound loss or even more on the scale. Some weeks you might see 3 to 5 inches or even more on your measurements. Some weeks you're gonna see it in your face, week 1, your full body, week 2 on your pictures. So I always say it's important to weigh, measure, and take pictures because you're gonna see the progress in multiple areas and you're not laser focused on just one thing. I thought it might be fun and give a little credibility in this video. Since I'm asking you guys to do your pictures, I will insert a picture of my before, no judgment, or you can judge, and then my current picture. You guys, it is crazy, 60 pounds and a lot of inches. Let's talk a little bit about your lean and green meal. I know I said it's in here in the book, and it is, but I'm just gonna give you a basic synopsis, okay? You're going to have either 5, 6, or 7 ounces of lean protein. That could be anything from red meat, beef, to game meat, to chicken, to turkey, to shrimp, to salmon. to cheese, to eggs, lots of different choices, and your guide is gonna tell you how many ounces you need based on which protein you choose. Also, you're gonna need 3 servings of vegetables. Depending on the vegetable, a serving size is either half a cup or 1 cup. I, however, prefer to weigh my veggies, and Optavia has a vegetable conversion chart, and I will insert the link to that in the description box below because you get more for your money that way. Like when you weigh it, you get the appropriate amount for whatever that veggie is versus trying to shove half a cup of asparagus into a measuring cup. Another important point, you should weigh your meat or your protein cooked, and you should weigh your veggies raw. So that's just always weigh your protein cooked. So like if you have a 6-ounce steak uncooked, it's not going to be 6 ounces when it's cooked. It loses some of that ounceage. Also I'm going to attach a condiment and healthy fat list in the description box below as well. You are allowed 3 condiments a day as optional, and then you must have a healthy fat depending on your lean, leaner, or leanest. If you have a lean meat, like steak, for example, you don't need a healthy fat. If you have a leaner meat, like chicken, you need 1 healthy fat serving. And if you have a super lean, 99% fat-free ground turkey or shrimp, something like that, you're gonna need 2 healthy fats. The healthy fats are not optional. Your body needs them to thrive. There's a few options in the guidebook, but there's also an extended list, which I said I'm gonna link down below. My recommendation is for the first 4 days on plan to a week, you keep your lean and greens super simple. Less opportunity to mess up, better opportunity to get in a good fat burn. Once you get further into program, you can start experimenting with some recipes. We have tons of them on our My Best Me group on Facebook, as well as our Lean and Green group. My caution would be though, there's a lot of cookbooks out there and a lot of stuff on Pinterest claiming to be lean and green when it really might not be plan approved. So make sure you do your research and use your guidebook. If it's not in the guidebook, guys, or not on that healthy fat and condiment list, don't need it. Okay. Now we're gonna get to some other common questions that people ask. Number 1 is probably like, can I have coffee? Lots of people ask that. Number 2 is probably, can I have alcohol? That's what I mostly get asked. You can have your coffee. We do need to check what you do in your coffee though. We're not putting sugar in, and if you use cream, we can talk about some options for that. Almond milk is a great option. As far as caffeine goes, we want to limit our intake to 24 ounces or less a day for anything caffeine, tea, coffee, diet soda, whatever that may be. I would also just like to go on record saying that the more strictly that you follow plan and only have what's in the book, better fat burn you will achieve. Alcohol should be avoided at all costs. I know that's probably not what you want to hear, but remember, this is a journey and it is a transformation. I'm not saying you can never have alcohol the rest of your life. I'm saying that during the weight loss phase, alcohol will pull you out of fat burn and slow it down. Okay? Now, if you're 8 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever into program and you want to talk about having a night off or whatever, your coach can give you more advice on that. But my best advice and what I abided by is for the first 8 weeks, I stuck to this guide. I did not take any off-plan choices on purpose anyways. I think I messed up occasionally here and there, but I did my best and it really paid off hugely in the end. Just a few last minute things that I want to encourage you with, guys. This is not going to be perfect. It's progress over perfection. It is a journey, and I am so proud of you for even getting to this point of your night before. It is a proven system that works, and if you do the plan, you're gonna feel great and you're going to look amazing, right? So get some extra rest. The first 3 days, like I said, are gonna be hard, okay? You might be tired, you might be hungry, you might be just, that's okay. Day 4 and 5, you're gonna be feeling great. So you need your rest. You also need rest to see a change in the scale. So Dr. A talks about that more in the book, but healthy sleep is very important. Secondly is your first few days, I would avoid eating at a restaurant. I'm not to say you can't do that. We do have a restaurant dining out guide, which I will also link in the description box below. But it's just harder to make good choices at a restaurant, especially when you're new at plan. And we need you to learn what your food looks like for your lean and green, right? Your 5 to 7 ounces and your 3 servings using that food scale. If you don't have a food scale, you definitely need to get one. It's essential on plan. As your body goes through detox, like I said, and switches, you're gonna feel yucky. Some sugar-free Gatorade or sugar-free Powerade can help you kind of overcome that. water, water, water. And when in doubt, guys, call your coach. We are here to help you. We want to walk through this with you hip to hip every step along the way. You should be getting a check-in call from your coach the first couple of nights. And then generally most coaches do once a week client support, but it can definitely be tailored to what you need. I know for me and my clients, I say I'm always a text away. There's no emergencies in Optavia, so I might not respond immediately, but I will get back to you as quickly as I am able. And I'm just, like I said, happy to support you along with this. So if you're my client, I can't wait to touch base with you your night before. If you're not my client, I can't wait for you to get in touch with your coach. Thank you guys so much for following along in this video. And if you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments below.